Hi colleagues, welcome to the SBC SharePoint. My name is Fernanda and I am an SBC specialist in New York. I'm going to tell you about the Social Sciences for Community Engagement in Humanitarian Action project and the global goods produced that you can find here on the SBC SharePoint. The SS4C in HA project was implemented from October 2020 to December 2022 with the support from USAID's Bureau of Humanitarian Assistance. The overall goal of the project was to strengthen global and regional demand and capacity for social science integration into humanitarian programming to ensure engagement of affected and at-risk communities throughout the humanitarian program cycle on the one side, and on the other side to contribute to more adapted, rapid, effective, and efficient humanitarian action. The project was implemented in 3 phases. Phase 1 was the launch phase of the project, where scoping exercises were conducted and key stakeholders were identified. Phase 2 was the discovery and consultation phase, where UNICEF SBC conducted these consultations, including a survey to identify the key global goods to be developed and advocate for global investments in social sciences for community engagement in humanitarian action. A total of 8 global goods were identified and created. Phase 3 was the setup of the project governance to develop and disseminate the global goods. Based on the scope of the project and the interest expressed by stakeholders to contribute to this process, technical working groups were formulated to reflect relevant expertise, capacity, and interest in the development of the global goods. The 8 global goods developed by the 3 technical working groups are a landscape report that presents processes and recommendations used to inform the work of the technical working groups and the delivery of the intended outputs of the initiative, an ethics and data sharing mapping review, and a code of conduct mapping review. These mapping reports document existing codes of conduct and ethics and data sharing processes and regulations related to the application of SS4CE in HA. The reports analyze the process of creating such codes, such regulations, their application and compliance, as well as the existing gaps. The reports provide recommendations to address the identified gaps in the creation of another global good: the common principles for data ethics and data sharing and code of conduct for the application of SS4CE in HA. These principles address the identified gaps by the 2 previous reports. The key added value and approaches that have anchored the development of these recommended principles are the acknowledgement of diverse knowledge systems for respectful collaborative partnerships, the application of a decolonial feminist approach to ethical community engagement, and the understanding that institutionalization requires systems change and building on what is already existing. Another global good is the mapping of capacity development for the application of SS4CE in HA in conflicts and hazards. The report describes the findings of an assessment of needs, gaps, and capacity resources for integrating the SS4CE in HA, including a competency framework. The Common Monitor and Evaluation Framework for Community Engagement is another deliverable. This global good provides guidance in the assessment, research, design, implementation, and monitoring and evaluation of community engagement to inform the humanitarian program cycle. There's a compendium of case studies on the use of community engagement to inform decision-making, and as well a vision paper on community engagement for accountability to affected populations and social and behavior change. This paper presents a vision on the role of community engagement to attain accountability to affected populations and social behavior change towards contributing to humanitarian outcomes. You can find all these global goods on this site. A key aspect of the project is the emphasis placed in the co-creation process of the global goods. The project brought together more than 70 partners, including humanitarian, academic, and civil society organizations. These partners were organized in a strategic advisory group that acted as an advisory body to inform the project's direction and provided strategic guidance to advance SS4CE in humanitarian programming, and 3 technical working groups that advised and contributed to the development of the SS4CE in HA identified global goods. This is it from my side. I want to finish by saying that we hope you find these global goods useful and to encourage you to get in touch in case you have comments, questions, or require any further information from our side. Thank you very much for your attention.